Hi, everybody. So I did my complex problem project on the effects that social media can have on body image. So I believe that this problem is important because it's really interesting in the day that we've grown up in, where social media is everywhere, especially for young people. They're on social media all the time, hours a day, and they're being bombarded with all of these images that may not be reality. I believe that this topic is important because of the self-esteem of young people. They're very impressionable and they tend to look to older people to guide them. So when they see these influencers who are older than them taking diet pills or working out excessively, they're going to lean more towards doing those things because they believe it will help them achieve the desired results for their bodies. I also believe that it's important because it lacks realistic expectations. Social media is full of photoshopped bodies that show what bodies don't actually look like. These influencers, they make their bodies seem effortless when in reality, they're, like I said, taking diet pills and working out excessively or even just on diets, but they make it seem like their bodies are naturally that way. There's also the fact of eating disorders. Eating disorders are very prevalent, and a lot of times people find their eating disorder inspiration from social media. There are a lot of subreddits and Twitter pages that actually encourage eating disorders. And young people will look at those and they'll see the content on them, and it can push them towards developing an eating disorder. There's also the topic of just overall mental health. A lot of depression and anxiety can come from social media. Just feeling bad about what their bodies look like because they believe that in order to have worth, their bodies should look like an influencer's body, when that's just not the case. So this is harmful because content on social media sites perpetuates unrealistic expectations for the human body, particularly in female bodies. It can perpetuate this idea that females are supposed to have completely flat stomachs when that's just anatomically not possible for the female anatomy. And this content is harmful to not just the younger generation, but the older generation as well. I think a lot of times we only talk about the younger generation, but the older generation sees celebrities that have grown up and they're around the same age and they don't look the same, and they wonder why they don't look the same. And they don't think about the fact that these people are incredibly wealthy. They're able to afford surgeries to make themselves look younger. So how does this affect eating disorders? Linda Rice talks about the effects of images that social media can have on people, particularly in the realm of eating disorders. She says perceived body image flaws throughout negative appearance evaluations are linked to dysmorphic appearance concerns and eating disorders. Pressure from society to have your body look a certain way can have damaging effects on the mind, causing young people to see a problem where there isn't one. Studies have shown that increased social media use affects body image negatively. And like I said earlier, this is not just young people. According to Nelson, messages found on social media may have comparable negative impact on adult women. Perloff explored the idea that social media could entice older women to make negative social comparisons with more physically attractive peers during an age period where appearance and thin ideals already influence their self-esteem. Although studies do show that social media has a less influential effect on women as they age, there are still body image issues that can arise from it. Unrealistic beauty standards. Participants viewed a short video titled "Exposed Model Poses That Deceive You" on Instagram that was disseminated as a part of a social media campaign promoting positive body image among young women. A majority of participants, 65%, somewhat or strongly agreed that the video had a positive impact on them. Similarly, approximately half, 49%, agreed that the video had a positive impact on how they viewed their bodies. Models have teams that focus entirely on making sure their images are spotless, using techniques on Photoshop to make their skin and body completely, quote-unquote, perfect. Young people, a lot of times, don't know this. They take what they see at face value, and that can have damaging effects on their body image. There's also this idea of duck syndrome. The quotation says, "People who use social media excessively and are addicted to it, no matter how challenging their daily lives are, present themselves very differently on social media and try to prove that they're perfect. They are shown as if they have effortlessly achieved their desired emotions and successes. However, this causes some psychological effects. For example, people distract themselves from reality by projecting a perfect life on social media. This condition is called duck syndrome." Clearly, social media not only has negative effects on the people viewing, but also the people posting on it. This is not just a one-sided issue, which makes it even more complex than you might initially think. So some solutions are daily affirmations. One of these solutions is daily affirmations. Starting hopefully at a young age, daily affirmations are an easy way to boost self-confidence, and they are scientifically proven to have a positive effect on self-esteem. Old Dominion University published an article about this topic. They say affirmations are positive statements that help you deal with negative feelings, thoughts, and situations. This may sound too simple. Repeating the same sentences won't change anything around you, but research shows that positive thinking can rewire your brain, changing the way you feel about things. Affirmations work because of neuroplasty, or the brain's ability to adapt to new situations. And then these are my sources that I used. Thank you so much for watching my presentation and listening to me.